Well, good morning. I've been wanting to take some wildlife photography for a while. Haven't done so because I've been concentrating so much on landscapes and doing some tutorial type videos and stuff. But thought I'd get out here this morning and see what I could find as far as wildlife. And so far, I'm hearing a lot of things. Haven't taken any pictures yet, but anyway, just kind of going to look around and see what I can find. Well, I'm in sort of a marshy area. A lot of birds like red-winged blackbirds. There's a few swans around. There's some Canada geese. A lot of little sparrows and stuff like that in the marsh area. It's really bright out here this morning. I'm having a hard time doing video because I can't really even see the screen or anything. I'm having to shade myself. I found a little marsh wren over here who's being pretty active. You can hear him there making lots of noise. This little marsh wren is going back and forth between a lot of these reeds. Can barely see him, but keeps going back to the same ones. Let's see if we can get him. What I keep waiting for him to do is get on one of these cattails that's more of a, I don't know, something that stands out a little bit more. Keeps landing in spots where there's something in front of him, and I don't really want that, so I need to try and get him to where he's like isolated a little bit more. So I just have to be a little patient and see what he does if he finally lands on something that looks pretty good. He really seems to like this one particular perch, and he keeps going in front of it, but it's got another the top of the of a different cattail is in front of it, so his eye and his rest of his body is always a little bit obstructed by it, which I don't really want. I want him a little bit more isolated. So I moved over a little bit just to try and get a little bit different angle and see if I can get him to come back there again and get a little clearer view, hopefully. Now the challenge here is to try and do three things at once. I'm trying to get a catch light in the eye, so he's got to be facing toward the sun. I want to try and get him isolated against a good background, or at least somewhat of a good background, and not obscured by any other reeds or anything. Then I also want to try and get him at the height of his song, so I'm having to use a really fast shutter speed to try and capture his bill as it's singing. So three things, you got to try and line them all up. Even though the bird is small in the frame, this image was a good start. But the fact that his feathers were a little bit ruffled by the wind holds me back from saying this is a great shot. This one is a little better in that the head is captured a little more parallel with the camera, giving a desired profile. A lot of photographers don't think much about the pose of an animal, but it really is important. It's always more attractive to have an animal facing more in your direction rather than facing away from you. However, this shot still has a few problems. I'm not 100% happy with the way the light is striking the face, and even though I like the feel of the surrounding reeds, I think I can do better. This is a good shot, good profile, shows the unique wren tail standing straight up. I'm not too happy about the way his rump is too close to the out-of-focus cattail in the foreground. It's a keeper, but not a winner. This one too is an okay shot. It's simple, sharp, in focus, good profile, but not really doing anything.
This shot could have been good. I like the pose, the action, but unfortunately, the out-of-focus cattail in the foreground ruins the shot for me. I could spend a lot of time photoshopping it into a better photo, but since I got much better photos later, I decided it wasn't worth it. So this one is bound for the trash bin. Now we're getting closer. Good sharpness, posterized background, simple composition, good light. By itself, it's a good shot. But this shot is even better. We've got all the winning elements of the previous, but his head is slightly turned to a nice profile. This is the shot that, for me, is the winning shot that has all the elements I want. Good profile pose, including an upright tail and separation from the perch. Good light, good sharpness and detail, a good, simple, posterized background, a catch light in the eye, and showing the subject in action, and a good composition positioned on the upper right third with the action going into the frame.
There's a kingfisher. There's a kingfisher just over here on this railing, so I'm going to see if I can get him. I've been after a kingfisher for years.
I'm still not real satisfied with this kingfisher shot. The stars just never seem to align for that dream shot that I've got in my mind. I'm always too far away and the kingfisher always seems to be perched on a man-made object. I'll probably keep this image for my files, but I'll still be looking out for that dream shot someday.
It's getting a little bit later in the day. Well, later in the morning. It's still like not even 8:30 yet. As far as I'm concerned, that's getting later in the day for doing wildlife. Things start to kind of die down around 9 or 10 or something like that. Usually when most people are starting to get more active. It's a nice day though. It's very bright. Did not realize it was going to be quite this bright. Something else is that as I get older, I'm realizing that, carrying a lens like this is getting a little bit harder to do. But if you want to get certain shots with certain effect, sometimes that's the only tool that there is. I've got some lighter weight equipment that I can use for, going, if I want to go hiking a little bit more. Usually with this, I try not to go real far away. I just, like here, I just kind of do the little paved loop area. A lot of times I work out of the car with it or something. But a lot of times if you're trying to get a certain shot and you're trying to get the focal length that you need to get the reach to the animal, and you're trying to get it with a certain kind of blurred out background and everything, sometimes you just got to carry that extra weight. One thing I've kind of learned about wildlife photography over the past 30 years is that it's never going to do what you want it to do. There's so many of these birds today that I've tried to approach, and you just can't. They always fly off. Not always, but every now and then you can kind of get them used to you or something. But most of the time on the first approach, they will usually fly at least a little bit away. It's just a matter a lot of times of just having the patience to, I don't know, get them used to you. There's actually quite a bit of stuff out here. There's, you can hear it. It's just hard to approach. I have a hard time walking into the sun with the glare and everything. And I forgot to bring a hat, so I guess it's my fault on that part. There's a couple of coots in the water over here. I want to see if I can get it kind of moving along slowly. Well, it's about 9 o'clock now in the morning, and things are starting to kind of die down just a little bit. Birds are starting to, not be as active and stuff, which usually happens around now. Yeah, I might look around a little bit more, but I don't think I'm really going to find much of anything. So I think I'm going to call this video done for today, and until next time, I'll see you on the trail.